Bounce play off the purple line. Going up towards the VWAP at this point. VWAP's exactly at 504. So we would love to be able to squeeze that and break and rip and run. We're fighting 504 very hard right now. So I do see we have a lot of strength right now. We want to see where the S&P 500 is going to be going towards, because there could be a monster pullback even continuing here, or a possible dip buy in the near future. S&P 500 traders, let's see what we got today. It's going to be a huge day. There's going to be huge opportunities. There's going to be huge profit margins for you guys today. But all you guys got to do is be able to have the confidence to pull the trigger. You guys have to be willing to be able to say, hey, when I have my opportunity, get in on it. Okay, let's have a serious note here for a second. The serious note is today's going to be a day that you can make money. And when I say you can make money, I mean you can make a lot of money. But you guys have to be willing to pull the trigger. You guys have to be saying to yourself, when I have that opportunity, get in. I do not want today to be a day where traders say, oh, I was going to jump in, but then I got scared. Hey, Deck, here's my entry. Okay, I'm going to buy it. Hold on one more second, I'll buy it. Hold on one more second, I'll buy it. You miss the entire move, you buy at the top, and then you lose. How many people have ever wanted to jump into a play, didn't buy in because they got emotional, and then guess what happened? They ended up taking a huge loss. They got emotional, and then guess what happened? They ended up taking a big red candle there. You know, they got emotional and they said to themselves, man, I wish I got in, but I just, I was too scared. We don't want that. So let's come out with a game plan together that every single person can say, I feel good, I feel confident, and I know exactly what's going to be going on here. So yesterday, let's just start back to the basics. If you were not here yesterday, the S&P 500 went from 515 and fell all the way on down towards 503. Yes, traders, we saw a $12 drop yesterday. That is one big drop. That is one big sell-off on the S&P 500 for one day. Now, what led to this drop-off? What led to this sell-off? I mean, team, we got so many things we could talk about. We have a war going on over in the Middle East. We have inflation. We have extremely high home prices. We have Bitcoin crashing. We have earnings season coming on up. We have the Federal Reserve meetings coming on up, which we don't know what they're going to be doing. We have so much uncertainty in the market, and that's what's bringing in fear. That's what you guys need to understand. There is always fear, and then there is going to be greed. And whenever that needle is moving around from the greedy side, people are buying. And when people are fearful and uncertain, people are holding and hoarding their money. Guess what, guys? We are not going to be able to buy a lot when people are scared. When people are fearful and people are uncertain, that's where we see people holding onto their money and they're scared to put their money out there. But the great thing is, we don't make money when stocks go on up. We can make money when stocks go up. We can make money when stocks go down. We can make money on all different ways. People just think, oh, the only way to make money is when stocks go up. No, that's not true. We can make money when stocks fall. We can make some money when stocks in pre-market before the stock market opens, and after hours, after the stock market closes. We can make money overnight. And then yes, traditionally, we can make money when stocks go up as well. So we can do calls or puts today. Definitely want to be aware of both. So first thing that we need to talk about right here is say to ourselves over on the S&P 500, which way right off the bat do you think that the S&P 500 is going to go today? Let's go over both sides. Is it going to be the traders that are going to be the dip buy, or is it going to be the traders that are going to get a sell? So these were the reasons that I put out there. I put sell off. Well, inflation has been a serious issue for 2 years, but shit is starting to really hit the fan. After 12 rate hikes in 2022 into 2023, we still have inflation much higher than the Fed's 2% goal. The only thing that the Feds can do is hold rates for nearly all of 2024 or add rates at their next meeting. On top of this, we have war between Iran and Israel, an overbought market, crashing Bitcoin, and earnings season. So the thing is, team, we have a lot of reasons on why this market may continue to go on down. We know that last year, the market moved up nearly 30%, which is almost 3 times higher than the average. That was last year alone. Then already this year, the market is already up, I think, 9% on the year. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's go SPY. How much are we up on the year so far? S&P 500 year to date, we're already up nearly 7%, and that's after yesterday's big sell. So the thing is, team, we were up nearly 9% on the year after almost a 30% year last year, after NVDA spiked up 230% last year as well, after Meta spiked up 180% last year as well. We were seeing year after year after year of just chaos and craziness and yeah. Are we actually having that pullback? Or are traders going to say, no, Deck, we're going to get a bounce today? Simple as this. The market has seen much worse. It doesn't matter if it's been rates being raised. It doesn't matter if we have high inflation. It doesn't matter if there's a sickness that sweeps the country. It doesn't matter that people are losing jobs. It doesn't matter that there's a high cost of living. It doesn't matter that we have job layoffs here. It doesn't matter that we have insane housing prices. The market has spiked higher and higher and higher on every single day. $500 support, we could see a very nice bounce. So I mean, when we're just being honest about it, team, let's just be honest here. Every single time, let's just go back to a weekly time frame. Every single time we've had any sort of sell-off whatsoever, right? We've always had a dip buy right back on up. Over on the weekly chart, this is pretty substantial. Notice this green little squiggly line. One of my favorite indicators there are in the market is going to be the 13 EMA. The 13 EMA is what I call the flexible trend line. Whenever you're above the 13 EMA, you're considered bullish. Whenever you're underneath the 13 EMA, you are considered bearish. So really, when we have a nice trend line, usually it's like a plank of wood. It's very straightforward, it's very hard, and once you crack underneath it, that's where you get these nice sell-offs, right? So basically, a trend line is going to look something like this, where we have higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, sell those higher lows, that's where you get the sell. This is the same exact thing, but it's just going to be a little bit more flexible. It's kind of like a rubber band here. You can see we bounce off this, bounce off this, bounce off this, bounce off this, bounce off this. And then when you're underneath it, you reject off it, reject off it, reject off it, reject off it. Then you're above it. Notice where we're at though going into today. When we're at going into today, we're almost bouncing perfectly off that 13 EMA. Today would be an amazing entry to actually buy in, to bounce off that 13 EMA and start moving itself on up. So the S&P 500 does have a lot of reason on why I think there could be a great bounce line. Do I have any 100% certainty? No, there is no 100% certainty. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say, yes, there's 100% certainty that we're going to dump today even farther, or we are going to bounce back on up. If I had to take a guess, I'm going to take a look over on the S&P 500 right here, and I'm going to put some top resistance up near around that 506.80. 506.80 is where I do see some upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow. I can also see we have a lot of support back on down towards around 503.65. 503.65 is where I see a lot of dip buys. Bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. You can see trying to get a little bit of that bounce and that dip back on down here. So with that being stated here, traders, we are inside of a channel. My favorite situation that could happen today is right when the market opens on up, we get a nice big pullback back on down towards around 503.65. The best case scenario that I think that could happen today is that we start off the day with a nice crack, with a nice dip, with a nice drop somewhere back on down towards this region, and then we get entries for a bounce play next to this blue line or near this blue line for a move back up to the red. That would be the best case scenario, I think. But the thing is, why I'm so excited about today is because we have volume, we have volatility, we have activity. The thing is, team, as long as stocks are spiking, climbing, and ripping and running, you can make a lot of money, you can make a lot of profit. Remember, you can't make money when stocks do. When stocks move sideways, there's no money to be made. When the stocks go like this and go on monster spikes, there's a ton of money to be made. And when stocks go like this and go on monster dumps, there's a ton of money to be made. So the thing is, the day after a $12 sell-off where people are able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, today's definitely a day that you want to be trading. Today's definitely a day that you want to be in the markets, because guess what? Yes, there is always that chance that you could take a loss. Yes, there is always that chance that things may go against you. That's stock trading. Welcome to the world of investing. But you need to be able to take advantage of these days. You got to be able to take advantage of these days that you are saying to yourself, hey, you know what? These could be memorable days. The days that are going to be absolutely insane and be able to help your account grow to 2, 3, 5, 6, 10x, whatever it may be, because these are going to be some of the best days out there. So S&P 500, I want to make sure that we're all set, ready to go. Can we get a little dip? Can we get a little reversal? We're going to see if we can get a little pullback and now be able to get filled on the call side. Give us that pullback. I want to get ready for those calls. Traders, little heads on up. We do have the VWAP area, 504.40. Getting ready for possible dip buy entries off that dip buy mark. See if we can come back on down, get a possible dip buy opportunity. Guys, I'm going to pull the trigger first time today. Pull the trigger first time today over on SPX. See if we get a dip buy off the VWAP. See if we get back above the VWAP. I could add some more, or again, even a little bit of a drop back on down towards this like 503.90 mark, 503.80 mark. I could buy a lot more contracts. I do see that we do have a possible little cup and handle pattern forming. Now again, the S&P 500, we want to see if this thing can spike and squeeze all the way back up above 505. That's what we want to be looking for at this point in the future. Giving this a little bit of time, as you guys know, to allow it to build on up. We basically have to break out of this channel to really be looking good. Break out of this channel for that next leg on up, squeeze and spike. We get in on dip buys back on down towards around 503.60, or again, we get in when it breaks these tops. We did just get a very nice lower shadow right there. That's a good sign that we could be reversing back on up. I definitely want to get back above the VWAP. Start again getting above that purple line. Start slowly, adding on to that play. Guys, starting to get back into the green. Got to get back above the VWAP. All right, we're squeezing the VWAP. Now we got to hold the VWAP. Hold the VWAP and break on out now. Let's start squeezing more. They'll building on up here slowly. If we can get one more bounce and hold above that purple line, I think we could easily squeeze. Get that rip and run up to 505. Maybe we can squeeze our way up towards getting some new highs. I'm going to add another 3 contracts on this play. Look for that break of 505. So I do see we have a lot of strength right now. I see that we've broken the VWAP. We've broken this channel. We are now trying to squeeze on up to 505 plus and be able to make some money through 505. So can we break 505 now is the question. So here comes 505, guys. 505 trying to break here. Let's see if 505 can squeeze. 505, nice break of the channel. Guys, 505, nice break of the channel. Currently up $1,100. Currently up 1,000 at this moment. Let's see if we can keep on ripping and running here. Traders still trying to push here. Beautiful. Currently up $1,050 so far. We are going to have a little bit of pullbacks. I'm going to take my gains right now, team. I'm going to take my gains, lock in $840. So I'm going to lock in $840 in case we don't get that next leg on up. Right now, we do have a little bit of a pop over on the S&P 500. And let's see if again, the SPY can maybe start squeezing. SPY starts spiking. SPY start moving itself on up. Now, Deck, where would you enter over on the SPY? The SPY, if we ever started breaking back above 503.50, that would, number one, be a great starting opportunity to get back above 503.50. Number two, back above the purple line. Number three, back above the VWAP. So you do have different opportunities that you can be able to pull the trigger over on the S&P 500 to see if we can slowly build ourselves on up and be able to start making a little bit of money. Right now, you can see here, traders, guess what has happened? We have had bounce play off the purple line, 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 bounce play off the purple line. We are starting to build at this moment. Now, can this be able to hold its gains and keep keep on spiking, keep on squeezing? That's going to be the question. So I'm going to jump in on 3 contracts here, and I just want to see if this is going to slowly squeeze and be able to break that purple line. Zach, why would you jump in right here? Because we do have bounce, 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 squeeze, and let's see if we can break that purple line and go on another rip and run up to the VWAP or up towards 504 or such. So if you're wondering why I pulled the trigger, it's just because we are bouncing off these areas, and I'm looking to see if we're going to break this, top purple line here. Guys, we're up $300 here. Let's see if we can squeeze up to 504 plus. VWAP area would be the target. We're up almost $500 here. Can we squeeze and break that purple line? This is a sell target area because it's going to be tough to break above that area. So we would love to be able to squeeze that and break and rip and run. Here's another 503.75 attempt. 503.75 attempt, guys. We got to be able to break through this purple line. Buyers trying to push here. Buyers 503.75. Guys, buyers need to break and hold this. Hold 503.75 now, buyers. Buyers, hold 503.75 now here. Stay above this purple line on the chart. Let's squeeze on up to the VWAP. Let's start making some real money here today now. There we go. Nice push, buyers. Nice push, buyers. Going up towards the VWAP at this point. VWAP's exactly at 504. Here we go. 504 coming on up. Let's go up $500 now on this trade. Come on, break that, break that, break that. Here we go. Can we break 504 here? We're up $450. Guys, we're up $1,000 on the day. Come on, let's break 504. 504, let's snap and run. We're up $1,100 on the day now. $1,100 on the day. Let's run on this. Let's run, let's run, let's run. See if this thing can squeeze and rip and run and spike and climb and do what it wants to do. We're fighting 504 very hard right now. So I'm taking my gains. Taking my gains, $990 on the day. That's what we want to be looking for at this point in the future. Let's see if we can keep on ripping and running here. We're up almost $500 here. Here we go. Let's see if we can squeeze up to 504 plus.